Hello everyone, it's Tonya with Scribbles in Time, and I'm so excited to visit with y'all today and show you what I've been working on. This was so much fun, and right up front, I want to give full credit for the inspiration for these 10 covers to Francesca with Junk Journal Joy. If anyone has not heard of her, please go over and check her channel out. Y'all, she is such an amazing artist. She's so inspirational with the things that she creates. She does her videos, her tutorials in ways that you can see what she's doing. She has the good little angle set up on her sewing machine, so you literally can see angles of everything she's working on. And she is just a great, not only is she a great artist, but she's also a great teacher and provides so much inspiration. I'm sure for others of you who already follow her, you know this, but I watched a video of hers, I could think it was last week, and absolutely fell in love with the concept of these tins and doing a tin cover for them, because I do like having pretty stuff sitting around me when I work. Oh, right now, if you were to see my craft room, you would think I'm crazy even saying that. It is a mess. But anyway, when I have it cleaned up, I like having pretty stuff sitting around me for inspiration. So I thought these were just awesome for storing little, you know, your paper clips or stamps or buttons, or, you know, your sewing needles, just anything little that you need little compartments for. These things are perfect. And then if you cover them with a little cover, oh, it's just, not only are they functional, but they create inspiration sitting on your desk around you. Anyway, I watched her video, fell in love with the concept of these, and me and Pam and Dee, we were having a craft day. Pam had something she was having to finish up on herself, so me and Dee decided to kind of tackle trying to make one of the tins. We watched her video, and Francesca makes it look so easy that in my mind I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to make like 3 of them. And so in reality, these are not hard at all. They're so fun. But for me, coming up with all of the stuff that I want to use just takes me time, because, well, I think that I overthink things when I'm creating something. So I made this one. Any of you that are like friends with me on Instagram, I posted this picture on my Instagram last week. And since then, I've made more, and every time I make one, it goes a little smoother. But here is what I discovered. For me, I have to have everything for my project ready and like together. Otherwise, I get sidetracked trying to find something to use, and then once I get sidetracked, I end up doing a whole different project. So with that being said, I created some of these little kits that I'm going to post in my Etsy. In case anyone wants to create one of these, this has almost everything basically that you need, other than whatever theme you want to do. So I'll go over these in just a minute. I want to go over the the completed tins first, because everything I'm showing you will be going in my Etsy. But I do want you to know, as I'm showing these, that if you want to create your own, please do so. They're fun. And these little kits will be in my Etsy, so that you'll have virtually just about everything you need, other than the glue and, you know, whatever theme you want to do yours in. So I'll go over those with you in just a minute. So hang in there with me. I'll try to move over each little project pretty quickly for you. But this is the one I made last week, so I'm going to start with it. This one is called Paris, and I'll kind of hold it up. Again, I'm not going to go over too much of the process, because Francesca's video does that very well. There's nothing I could add to what she does that I think would help you in any way. So watch her video. I'll post the link and just have at it. Have a great time with these. They are so much fun. And just really cool little things to have sitting on your desk. So the Paris one, as you can see, has the Paris. It has these 2 little flowers. Anything that I found that I was using in most of them, I went ahead and included in the kit. Well, these flowers here, this eyelet here, and this little trim, I used on all of them. So I included the strip of eyelet, the strip of trim, this little trim coming down this side, I included in the kit 2 of these flowers. Most of them I did buttons on the side, at least one of the sides I did buttons on, except for one. I think this one here I did the X's on. But most of them I did use buttons, so I put in 3 random buttons in each kit. I'm trying to think. So all the layering stuff. So you'll see. I'll kind of do a flip through of the kit in just a moment. But in case you're interested in a completed one, these will be in my shop. I did magnetize mine. Francesca did a really cool thing where she puts a clip right here, which is awesome. But because I know I'm going to be using mine so frequently, I know that I'll end up, even if I go back and add a clip to mine, I know I'll end up losing my clip because I'll pull it off in a frenzy and open the thing up, and then I won't be able to find my clip. So I went ahead and made magnetic closures on mine. I did include 2 magnets in each of the kits in case that's something you want to do. So it's magnetic, and here on the inside of mine, I did a little number label and a sticker label. And the way Francesca did it is she attaches this side to the hinged part of the lid. And so I attached that. And yeah, that's basically one of the completed tins. And in each of the tins, they'll come with 15 of the really cool heavyweight zipper style pulls. I've shown it before in other videos, but I do have some new friends on my channel here. So for anyone who hasn't seen, I like having weird things poking out of my books to draw interest. So the zipper pulls, now this is kind of a rounded one. Most of them are more long. But yeah, the zipper pulls are just perfect for putting on the edge of a page so that when you're flipping through a journal, it's just kind of peeking out at you and just adds personality to a book. So on that one, I just added like some leather. I'm really into using little leather tidbits right now. So I just added some leather to the end there and some linen wax thread with some little seed beads. So anyway, zipper pulls are just so creative, in my opinion, for using in different ways in the journals. So I did put 15 of them in each of the tins. Next, I'm going to go over butterfly. Butterfly, obviously, has a butterfly on the front. I've used one of my little fabric labels up here. Those are in my Etsy shop. And then the flower there, and the layering of the different papers and the buttons there. And then the buttons coming down the edge here. The back is just the different layers of the lace. And then on this side, I used one of the metal number plates, and these are vintage. All of the buttons are vintage. I get those from Amour Fabriques. And that's the cover of Butterfly. And again, in my Etsy shop, I will post pictures of what zipper pulls come in each tin so that you can zoom in and get a visual of the zipper pulls that you'll be getting in the tin. And then, of course, it's magnetic. Next, we're going to go over to Lovely. And I went with Lovely. I used one of my fabric tags on this one also. And she just has a lovely lady on the front. So look at the little bitty blue button. Isn't that so cute? And the number plate there with little pearl seed beads. And some ephemera coming down the side. There's another one of the little flowers. And then coming down this edge, I stitched on 3 buttons. And then on this side, I did them kind of in reverse, so that from the front you can kind of see the 2 big buttons flopping over like that. And then the back is the layered lace with crochet and whatnot there. Some eyelet coming down the side. And then on the inside, I just kind of covered up where the magnet is with a little X stitch there over some muslin. Same thing over here. And then on the inside, some zipper pulls. Like that. And then next we'll do stamps. And stamps I did a little bit differently. I did like a little flap that folds out, and you can see I layered different stamps here with some little studs, kind of a antique-y, bronzy looking theme there. I wanted very neutrals on this one. And I used a piece of a vintage tablecloth there and made this little flap with a vintage button and a little key charm there. On the side, instead of using buttons on this metal plate, I did the little etch stitching, and then I did the 3 X's coming down this side. So yeah, I think on this one, the only vintage button I used was this one here. And then magnetic closure, and I did another stamp in here with a ticket, and the X's are covering up the magnets, and then the zipper pulls in this one. Okay, and then the last one, I named this one Wooden Buttons. I got real creative with that, didn't I? I was just trying to come up with a name that kind of differentiated it so that, you know, if you're watching this video and you want to go look at them in my Etsy shop, you would know which ones each of them are. So we have Lovely, Butterfly, Stamps, and Paris, and then Wooden Buttons. And this is also just layered with that pretty trim coming down the side, the vintage eyelet and trim coming down this edge with some of the crochet pieces poking out. And then here I did the vintage buttons with the number plate on this edge. And then the 3 buttons coming down this side. There's the back, the top, and the bottom. And again, it's attached here. And just a little piece of cotton there with the X over the magnet, holding the magnet in place. And then it has the 15 zipper pulls inside. So that completes the kind of the walkthrough of the completed tins. So real quickly, I wanted to kind of go over with you what's in the kits, and I pulled out 3 random ones. I just wanted to kind of show you the variation and what's in them. What I did was anything that I used on all 5 of these, I put in the kit. For example, I used these little flowers, like I said a minute ago, the eyelet trim, this trim here, anything I knew that I used on all of them, this brown paper back here for collaging, I went ahead and put it in the kit. My thought process with these kits is if you want to create your own, but you don't want to have to buy a can of Altoids or buy a bunch of these little tins, you can get 1 tin, and on the inside is pretty much what you need to create one of these, minus your glue and your basic, you know, decor items that you want to use. All of the little necessities are in here. So the magnets, there was a couple of them I had put the magnets inside of the burritos. I called these burritos while I was making them. Anyway, but most of the magnets I just put here on the inside of the tin. So all of the tins will have 2 magnets. So be sure to look for those if you get one. And then the base fabric I coffee dyed, and it's very grungy. So each one has this base piece of fabric that you'll see how Francesca uses this in her tutorial. But basically, you're creating a cover for this tin. So it's going like this. So all of these are already cut to size, good to go. So what you then do is you decorate this. Now the part that's going to be on the front, you're creating like a collage to go there. But the rest of it, you really want to cover with like a base layer of laces. And you don't have to. This is actually pretty showing. But the way she did hers is she actually covered this with like a base layer of laces. So there's just random cuts of laces in all of these kits. That can be pulled apart, but it doesn't have to be, I don't suppose. But anyway, there's a base layer of laces in all these kits, and you just basically cover your material with lace like this. And once you get the material covered, again, you can leave the part that's going to be your front. You can leave it blank because you'll be covering it with your collage. But the rest of it you want to kind of cover with a base layer of laces. And I'll show you the back of mine so that you can get a visual of that. And then what you do is I've included each one of these trims. So each one has this vintage eyelet trim, which on mine I used all of these pieces on this front edge like that. So let me flip this around to kind of lay it out and show you. See, it goes like that. So for me, I used this pretty piece of eyelet along this edge right before I attached my centerpiece onto the front. And then each kit has this beautiful piece of trim here. And I just started kind of covering my seams of all these open seams of the lace. Now this piece here, I laid across this edge where it lines up with the front. So I did that, and then you can just kind of lay your trim out however you want to lay it out so that it covers up your little seams. And then you'll run your stitching all along it. Now I also, boy, that grammar didn't sound very well. But anyway, I also went through, this is just another extra piece of lace. I put some little accent pieces of like crochet in here because I used that to kind of, so you can see I just stuck some pieces on randomly just to kind of draw the eye to different areas. So you can just kind of, I put these little pieces of crochet in here that you can just kind of throw around on it just to kind of offset the eye a little bit. And every kit will have a little bit of this crochet in there. Some of them is just going to be little, like this came out looking like a little star, but some of them won't have a star necessarily. Some of them will just be a little piece of remnant of a piece of crochet that just kind of draws the eye to different places. And you can just kind of scatter those around on there. And then you do your stitching along that, attach your front, and again, put your trim wherever you want it. Each one has 2 of these flowers so that you can incorporate that here on the front, or you can put it in here or on the inside when you decorate the inside. But there's 2 of these little flowers in each one. I put 3 buttons because almost all of mine have the buttons coming down one of the sides at least. So I did put 3 buttons, and I tried to keep the buttons kind of neutral and coordinating. I tried to always do like a larger, a medium, and a small so that you can line those up coming down your edge of one of your sides. And then I put a piece of this in each one because I used this in my collages of all of them except the Paris one because I didn't have it with me that day. But I put this stuff here in my collages just for texture. This is really cool stuff. I love using these as a background texture on a collage. Anyway, so I put just a little piece of this in each kit also. And then Francesca used these clear buttons, and they were really cool. She used it on the cover of hers, like she had put, I think, the year 2021, and she put it over like a magnifying glass. And I just thought that was really cool. I didn't use any of these on my completed ones, but I did include one in each of the kits in case you get inspired when you watch her video and want to do that. But that's basically what's in each kit. It is a variation of all of these that's in this one. And when I say a variation, this is all the same, the trim. That's all the same. The crochet pieces are just different cuts. They're random. And the buttons are a little bit differently. All of them have the clear button and then 3 kind of random buttons. The cuts of lace are going to be different, but they're all pretty much the same color scheme. They're either like this off-white color or this white color, which is really pretty against this coffee dyed fabric there. So that's kind of what the kits consist of. Kind of roll the burrito up and put it back in here. The button fell out. And again, if you get one of these, be sure to not forget that there's magnets on the inside there. And then I just kind of squeezed it all in. Shut it up. And just to show you the variations, yeah, so see the buttons are slightly different in each one. There's the third one. The trims are all the same. The 2 flowers are all the same. the lace is almost the same. The little cuts of crochet pieces are just very random. But anyway, so that's what's in a kit. Let me know if there's questions. Y'all, I struggle with, my passion is creating journals. I never intended to do supplies on my Etsy. And I do struggle with it a little bit because my passion is journals and creating art. But I think all of us who do junk journals love kind of unusual items. That's just the nature of this. In my opinion, that's kind of the nature of this art, is unusual. And so I think all of us kind of enjoy unusual items. So I decided it's not that I'm really trying to offer supplies, so to speak. I just want to offer some of the things that I have come across that I have extras of, because I figure why not. But with that being said, let's talk about this real quick. Because I'm not, I guess, a supplier, I'm struggling with the little details. So I thought these, again, I like having neat stuff sitting on my desk while I work. I like for things to inspire me that's around me. And I love the pulls, y'all know that, and I love these little jars. So I had gotten up some of the jars and filled them with the pulls. There's like 20 pulls inside of each jar, and these little jars are like 4 by 2. Well, that's the problem. I cannot, so I'm trying to offer free shipping on all supplies of 35 or over, but this does not fit comfortably in a small flat rate box. So I'm just not, I guess I'm not going to even list them in my shop, but I wanted to show this because if anyone is interested in one of these jars with the pulls in them to sit on your desk and use, please let me know. If you're ordering something that constitutes like if you're ordering a journal, and I'm already going to be putting the journal in like a medium flat rate box anyway, this will then fit in a medium flat rate box. It's just the small boxes are too thin, and if anything, you know, gets thrown on the box, it's going to crush this, it'll pop the jar. So I've got to be able to pad this jar really well, which means then it has to go inside of a medium size or larger box. So I can't just post this on my Etsy because the price would be too high for this to have free shipping, because I have to be able to put this in a medium flat rate box or larger. But if you're already buying something out of my shop that you know is going to be getting shipped in a larger box anyway, let me know if you're interested in one of these, and I can let you know the price, and then I can pack it up in the box that I'm already going to be sending out to you without having to worry about it, you know, the postage on it. It is kind of heavy, but in the flat rate boxes within the United States, the weight won't matter. This is all stuff I'm learning. That's not my thing. I don't do, the whole supply thing is just kind of new for me, and I do love it because I like to have a way of getting stuff out to people. But at the same time, it's not, I'm not educated on the variations of shipping and that kind of thing. So just bear with me on that. Bookmarks. So I had someone reach out about these leather bookmarks that I had put in my last journal, and I've sold 3 of them, so I went ahead and made a few extras. I am going to list these in my Etsy shop. They're just, again, I've seemed to have gotten addicted to the word crudely made. I've been using that a lot, but these are very just kind of grungy leather. This side, the suede is on the back. On this side, the suede is on the front, and the leather parts on the shiny leathers on the back. But yeah, I've made some extras of these that let's see, 3 of them sold, but I've made extras that I'm going to put in my Etsy shop. If anyone's interested in a bookmark, let me know. And I think that's everything. Is that really everything? I feel like there was more, but hey, I'm under 25 minutes, so let me cut it off there. And if you have questions, let me know, and check out Junk Journal Joy. I'll put her link below. Francesca, if you're watching, thank you so much for the inspiration, and I love the little tins. I'm going to definitely be making more for my desk. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions or thoughts or anything at all. Let me know. And if any of you are on Instagram, please, I'm trying to build that up. I'm new at it, so I'm having to get used to the whole concept, but search me out. I'm Scribbles in Time on Instagram. I'm also Scribbles in Time on Etsy and YouTube. And thanks so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up. And I love you all so much. And y'all take care and be safe and healthy. God bless.